If a guy promises to call you back in 5 minutes, go ahead and pick up a hobby, or better yet, rewatch the whole Game of Thrones series. Time, for us, is more of suggestion than a reality. We might forget your birthday, but rest assured we can recite the score of the last Super Bowl with the accuracy of a human sports almanac. Priorities, right? When we utter the infamous line, "It's not you, it's me," we actually mean it's definitely you, but I'm trying not to start a world war here. Your silent treatment? We consider it a surprise vacation, minus the packing, the plane, and the tourist traps. We have a secret code for the TV remote, and we'll deny existence even if you hire a private investigator. Selective hearing isn't a flaw, it's our ninja-like survival skill. If we seem deep in thought, it's likely we're mentally our favorite pizza toppings. The amount of hair we shed on the bathroom floor is a direct window into our levels. It's our way of going full Chewbacca without the costume. When you reply nothing to our, "What's wrong?" we enter detective mode, albeit cluelessly, knowing something's up. We're just not Sherlock Holmes yet. The toilet seat up, call it our little domestic uprising. Sometimes we feign sleep with Oscar-worthy performances just to dodge the chores. We may not get your shoe addiction, but we wholeheartedly endorse your right to have a shoe shop's worth of black stilettos. Duct tape is our Swiss army of home repairs, no shame in that. Our perfect meal? Equal parts pizza, burgers, fries, and a side of denial about the calorie intake. We might miss the elephant in the room, but we can sniff out a hidden snack in the fridge like a truffle hog. We'll never confess, but we're green with envy at how you can assemble an outfit while we struggle with matching socks. When we say we're listening, we might be, but there's a 50-50 chance we're just mentally test driving a Lamborghini. We firmly believe doing the dishes and loading the dishwasher deserve their own spots in the Olympic Games. We're willing to understand your emotions, provided it doesn't clash with our favorite sitcom reruns. The secret to a successful relationship: laugh together, eat together, and never, under any circumstances, take our fashion advice seriously. Unless it's about socks with sandals, we stand by that. When we men declare we need space, we're not breaking up with you or starting a NASA career. We're simply referring to the much-contested space on the couch for our sacred video game controllers. We firmly believe the laundry basket is a mystical portal, a one-way ticket to an enchanted land where dirty clothes go for a spa day and come back sparkly clean. Our understanding of cleaning is akin to a game of musical chairs, moving stuff around until it looks organized enough, or at least until you can't see the mess anymore. Watching a romantic movie with you is a test of our endurance, but hey, if they throw in an epic car chase or random stuff exploding, it's suddenly a blockbuster. Assembling IKEA furniture awakens our superhero alter ego, Captain Confused, who can turn a simple chair into a pretzel. Our uncanny knack for finding the perfect parking spot is a talent akin to finding a needle in a haystack, and boy do we bask in it. When we say we're multitasking, it's a fancy term for watching TV, scrolling on our phone, and mastering the art of selective hearing, all at the same time. We're like meme wizards, believing that a well-placed meme is the universal antidote to almost any trouble. Our heartfelt apologies come with a side of your favorite takeout, making peace just a delicious delivery away. We're convinced that the perfect selfie requires at least 3 attempts and the right lighting, preferably from the glow of the refrigerator. Our idea of vacuuming is pushing the vacuum cleaner around just enough to create vacuum lines on the carpet. We believe that the best way to avoid spoilers is to stay off social media until we catch up on our favorite shows. We see the 5-second rule as a scientific principle governing the acceptability of dropped snacks. Our approach to choosing a restaurant is to suggest our favorite one and hope you're in the mood for it too. We're convinced that the key to a good night's sleep is a perfectly positioned arrangement of pillows around us. We think that the best way to remember important dates is to set a reminder on our phone and hope for the best. Our understanding of decorating for the holidays is strategically placing one string of lights and calling it festive. We believe that the optimal number of alarms in the morning is a mysterious equation involving snooze intervals and strategic placements. We see the thermostat as a battleground for control over the perfect room temperature. Our idea of unpacking after a trip is to live out of the suitcase until it's time for the next adventure. We're convinced that the ideal amount of ice cream to buy is enough to share, but not so much that we run out. Our approach to choosing a movie is to scroll through options for an hour before settling on a classic we've seen a dozen times. We believe that the best way to start the day is with a cup of coffee and a contemplative stare out the window. We think that the secret to a happy relationship is mastering the art of compromise, as long as it doesn't involve giving up the TV remote. Our idea of emergency snacks involves a hidden stash strategically placed for hunger emergencies. We see the unsubscribe button in emails as a mythical creature, rarely spotted but rumored to exist. Our understanding of meal prepping is ordering enough takeout to last for a few days. We believe that the key to a successful home office is finding the perfect balance between comfort and productivity. We're convinced that the optimal position for a computer screen is one that allows for maximum visibility while lying down. Our idea of going green is remembering to turn off the lights when we leave the room sometimes. We think that the perfect weekend involves a mix of productivity and guilt-free procrastination. We see the laundry basket as a temporary storage solution for clothes that may or may not make it back into the closet. Our approach to packing for a trip is throwing everything into the suitcase and hoping it closes. We believe that the most effective way to clean the house is to put on music and turn it into a dance party. Our idea of a quick grocery run involves wandering the aisles aimlessly and contemplating life choices in front of the cereal aisle. Our understanding of effective multitasking is juggling multiple tasks while maintaining the illusion of focused attention. We see the open 24/7 sign as a challenge to consider ordering breakfast at dinner and vice versa. Our idea of deep cleaning involves moving furniture just enough to vacuum underneath, leaving the rest of the room untouched. We believe that the key to a successful road trip is a diverse playlist, a variety of snacks, and a talent for spontaneous detours. We're convinced that the best way to handle a rainy day is to imagine each raindrop as applause for our indoor productivity. Our approach to interior design is scattering decorative cushions strategically and declaring it an artistic expression. We think that the secret to a happy relationship is the unspoken agreement to ignore each other's questionable fashion choices. We see the low battery warning on our phone as an opportunity to engage in a race against time to find a charging cable. Our idea of effective note-taking is creating a system only we can decipher, ensuring the notes remain exclusively for our eyes. We believe that the optimal way to deal with a spilled drink is to perform a swift dance move, turning it into an intentional spill. We understand inbox zero as a mythical state briefly achieved before the next influx of emails. Our idea of cooking innovation involves putting a unique twist on leftovers and proudly calling it a culinary masterpiece. We think that the perfect day involves alternating between moments of productivity and blissful procrastination. We're convinced that the best way to handle a busy schedule is to master the art of speed walking to give the illusion of time efficiency. Our approach to social media detox is disabling notifications and pretending we're off the grid while casually checking in periodically. We believe that the key to a successful sleep routine is a consistent ritual of checking the time and deciding how much sleep we'll get. We see the fasten seatbelt sign as an invitation to predict turbulence, regardless of the current weather conditions. Our idea of indoor gardening is adopting low-maintenance plants and hoping they survive our sporadic attention. We think that the secret to a good morning is the art of delaying responsibilities by hitting the snooze button strategically. We're convinced that the optimal way to pack for a trip is to throw everything into a suitcase and hope for the best. Our understanding of tech support is pressing random buttons until the issue miraculously resolves itself or escalates. We see the limited edition label as a call to action, urging us to acquire the product before it becomes a collector's item. Our idea of effective exercise is counting laughter as an ab workout during a particularly. In our world, the secret to a killer workout playlist isn't some complex formula. It's a cocktail of head-banging beats and those songs you'd never admit you love. When it comes to spiders, we don't shriek and run. We welcome them as temporary roommates and discuss house rules over a cup of tea. As for desk snacks, well, we stock on so many treats for those energy spikes that by lunch our desks resemble a bustling buffet. And the secret to a grin-filled morning? Simple. Wake up to the aroma breakfast. And no, not one you cooked yourself. Lastly, in our eyes, the reply all button on an email isn't just a button, it's a ticking time bomb. Be approached with the same caution as diffusing a landmine. One wrong click and boom, you've just announced your weekend plans to the entire office. Our idea of adventurous cooking is trying a new recipe and pretending the culinary mishaps were intentional twists. We believe that the optimal way to handle a spilled drink is to immediately check if electronic devices were affected, prioritizing their safety. We're convinced that the best way to handle a surprise phone call is to answer with an enthusiastic ahoy for a touch of whimsy. Our understanding of effective brainstorming is combining serious ideas with absurd ones Until creativity reaches its peak, we see the new tab button in the browser as a gateway to endless possibilities, often leading to a multitude of open but forgotten tabs. Our idea of meal planning is writing down a list of dishes for the week and promptly deviating from it as soon as cravings kick in. We think that the perfect way to end a day is with a playlist of calming sounds, convincing ourselves it aids a peaceful night's sleep. We're convinced that the optimal way to handle a long phone call is to find an excuse to put it on speaker and multitask. Our approach to efficiency in the kitchen involves using every available pot and pan to minimize washing, even if it creates chaos. We believe that the key to a successful meeting is mastering the art of the muted microphone during strategic moments. We see the night mode on our devices as an invitation to browse endlessly without the guilt of straining our eyes. Our idea of effective note-taking in meetings is drawing elaborate doodles that vaguely resemble meeting topics. We think that the secret to a happy relationship is creating a shared playlist that serves as the soundtrack to shared moments. We're convinced that the best way to approach a daunting task is to break it into smaller tasks and tackle them sporadically. Our understanding of gourmet cooking is arranging store-bought meals on fancy plates and pretending they were handmade masterpieces. We believe that the optimal number of alarms in the morning is enough to create a symphony that gradually wakes us up. We see the "Do Not Disturb" sign on a hotel room door as a universal signal for "I need some uninterrupted nap time." Our idea of productive multitasking is answering emails while attending virtual meetings, hoping no one notices our divided attention.